Ever thought history was boring? Think again, because history, my friends, is a teeming cesspool of weirdness just waiting to be dredged up. We're diving headfirst into the bizarre, the mysterious, the downright unbelievable events that your history teacher definitely forgot to mention. Forget the Emu War, forget the Dancing Plague, we're talking about historical oddities so strange, so out there, they'll make you question everything you thought you knew about the past. Buckle up, buttercups, because things are about to get weird. All right, picture this. Boston, 1919. It's January, it's cold, and the air is thick with anticipation. Not for a World Series win, not for the latest Charlie Chaplin flick, but for molasses? Yeah, you heard me right. See, back then, molasses was the sweetener of choice, the lifeblood of the industrial world. It was used in everything from baking to the production of industrial alcohol. And in the heart of Boston Harbor stood a behemoth, a 50-foot tall tank holding 2.5 million gallons of the sticky sweet stuff. This tank was a towering symbol of industrial might and progress. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's so ominous about molasses? It's just a sweetener, right? Well, my friends, imagine that tank filled to the brim, deciding to spontaneously combust. The sheer volume of molasses was enough to cause a disaster of epic proportions. Not explode, mind you, but burst open like a sugary piñata at a monster truck rally. The force of the burst was so powerful that it sent rivets flying like bullets. The wave, oh, the wave! A tsunami of molasses 25 feet high, ripping through the streets at 35 miles per hour. Imagine a wall of sticky syrup engulfing everything in its path. Buildings crumbled, horses were swept away, people were stuck like flies on flypaper. The sheer force of the molasses wave was enough to knock buildings off their foundations. I'm talking chaos, utter sticky syrupy chaos. The streets of Boston were transformed into a sticky quagmire, making rescue efforts incredibly difficult. The aftermath? 21 people dead, over 150 injured, and a city that smelled like a bakery gone wrong for months. The cleanup was a monumental task, requiring thousands of workers and countless hours. They say you could still see molasses stains on the cobblestones decades later. The sticky residue was a constant reminder of the disaster, a sticky reminder of the day Boston got a taste of its own medicine, or should I say, sweetener. The event became a part of local folklore, a bizarre chapter in the city's history. Some say it was shoddy construction, others whisper about fermentation gone wrong, creating a pressure cooker of epic proportions. The tank had been hastily constructed, and there were reports of leaks even before the disaster. Whatever the cause, the Great Molasses Flood stands as a testament to the fact that even the sweetest things can have a dark side. The disaster led to stricter building regulations and a greater emphasis on public safety. And trust me, when it comes to history's weirdest hits, this one's got that bittersweet aftertaste. It's a story that reminds us of the unexpected ways in which our world can change in an instant. Hold on to your hamburgers, folks, because this next one's a real head-scratcher. March 3rd, 1876, Bath County, Kentucky. A perfectly ordinary day, or so they thought, until the sky opened up and rained down meat. No, seriously, meat. Chunks of red meat described as beef and mutton by our intrepid witnesses, just falling from the heavens like some kind of carnivorous hailstorm. Imagine stepping out your front door, expecting sunshine and a light breeze, and instead, bam, you're dodging airborne sirloins. Talk about a rude awakening. Naturally, theories ran rampant. Was it a flock of vultures with a bad case of indigestion? A meteor shower of carnivorous origin? Some say it was a prank, a meaty meteor hoax cooked up by mischievous locals. Others, well, they whispered about divine intervention, a sign from above. But the most likely culprit, a little something called regurgitated buzzard buffet. See, vultures, when startled, tend to lighten their load by, shall we say, sharing their most recent meal. And if a whole flock decided to partake in a mid-air purge, well, you get the picture. A shower of meat might not be the most appetizing way to start your day, but hey, at least it's a conversation starter. And it just goes to show, sometimes truth is stranger than fiction, especially when it comes to history's weirder side. Now, let's journey to the wilds of Siberia, 1908. Imagine a serene landscape, trees stretching as far as the eye can see, the air thick with the smell of pine needles. The tranquility of nature, undisturbed and timeless, paints a picture of peace and serenity. Suddenly, a blinding flash, a deafening roar, and an explosion that flattens 770 square miles of forest. The sheer force of the blast is unimaginable, leaving a scar on the earth that would be remembered for generations. No, it's not the latest Michael Bay film, it's the Tunguska event, and to this day it remains one of history's most baffling mysteries. An enigma that has puzzled scientists, historians, and curious minds alike for over a century. The explosion, estimated to be 1,000 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima, was felt thousands of miles away. The shock waves reverberated across continents, a testament to the sheer magnitude of the event. Windows shattered, people were knocked off their feet, and seismic waves rippled around the globe. The impact was so intense that it was recorded by seismic stations as far away as England. But here's the kicker: no crater. Despite the massive explosion, there was no impact crater to be found, adding another layer of mystery to the already perplexing event. Scientists flocked to the site, expecting to find evidence of a meteor impact, but there was nothing, just flattened trees radiating out from a central point. The scene was both eerie and fascinating, a silent witness to the power of the explosion. Theories abound, from a rogue black hole to a top-secret Nikola Tesla experiment gone awry. Each theory more intriguing than the last, yet none providing a definitive answer. Some even whisper about extraterrestrial intervention, a crashed UFO, or a weapon test from beyond the stars. The idea of alien involvement adds a layer of science fiction to the already mysterious event. The lack of evidence only fuels the speculation, turning the Tunguska event into a breeding ground for conspiracy theories and wild speculation. Each new theory adds to the legend, making the truth seem even more elusive. Was it a natural phenomenon we still don't understand, or a visit from something out of this world? The possibilities are endless, and each one is as fascinating as the next. The answer, my friends, remains lost in the Siberian wilderness, a testament to the universe's ability to surprise and terrify us in equal measure. As we continue to explore and learn, the Tunguska event stands as a reminder of the mysteries that still lie beyond our understanding. Let's rewind the clock to 1858 London, a city teeming with life, industry, and, unfortunately, a whole lot of sewage. The streets were bustling with people, horse-drawn carriages, and the sounds of commerce, but beneath this vibrant exterior lay a dark, smelly secret. The Thames, that majestic river immortalized in countless poems and paintings, had become a fetid, open sewer, thanks to the booming population and a lack of proper sanitation. Waste from homes and industries flowed directly into the river, turning its waters into a toxic soup. And then the summer heat hit. The temperatures soared, and the already foul-smelling river began to emit an unbearable stench. Imagine the worst smell you've ever encountered. Multiply it by 1,000, and let it simmer under the scorching summer sun. The air was thick with the odor, making it difficult to breathe and impossible to escape. That, my friends, was the Great Stink of London. It was a crisis that affected everyone, from the poorest slum dwellers to the highest echelons of society. The stench was so overwhelming, so putrid, that it permeated every corner of the city. People tried to go about their daily lives, but the smell was inescapable. Parliament had to hang curtains soaked in chloride of lime just to function, and even Queen Victoria herself was forced to flee the city for fresher air. The situation was dire, and something had to be done. The Great Stink wasn't just unpleasant, it was a public health crisis. The contaminated water and poor sanitation led to widespread disease. Cholera outbreaks were rampant, and the city's infrastructure was pushed to its breaking point. Hospitals were overwhelmed, and the death toll was rising. But every cloud, even one that smells like 1,000 outhouses, has a silver lining. The Great Stink was a wake-up call that could not be ignored. The Great Stink forced London to confront its sanitation problems head-on, leading to the construction of a modern sewer system that transformed the city's hygiene and public health. Engineers and city planners worked tirelessly to design and build a system that would prevent such a disaster from happening again. So, the next time you enjoy a leisurely stroll along the Thames without pinching your nose, spare a thought for the Great Stink, a pungent reminder that sometimes it takes a truly awful smell to bring about positive change. The efforts made in the wake of the Great Stink laid the foundation for the cleaner, healthier London we know today. Hold on to your hair, folks, because this last one's a real head-scratcher, literally. The year is 1942, the place, Pascagoula, Mississippi. A string of bizarre break-ins has the town on edge, but it's not your typical robbery. No valuables are stolen, no signs of forced entry, just the unsettling feeling that someone has been there and they've been playing stylist. Victims, mostly women, would wake up to find their hair haphazardly chopped, locks of hair strewn across their pillows like some kind of creepy calling card. Was it a disgruntled hairdresser with a bone to pick? A sleepwalking Edward Scissorhands? Theories ran wild, from escaped mental patients to pranksters with a penchant for the macabre. The local police were baffled, the newspapers had a field day, and the residents of Pascagoula were left wondering who or what was lurking in the shadows, scissors in hand. Some victims swore they saw a shadowy figure, others felt a presence in the room, but the Phantom Barber, as they came to be known, was never caught. The break-ins eventually stopped, leaving behind a legacy of unanswered questions and a whole lot of bad hair days. Was it a harmless prank gone too far, or something more sinister? The answer, like the Phantom Barber themselves, remains shrouded in mystery, a bizarre footnote in the annals of history's unsolved mysteries. From molasses floods to meaty downpours, from unexplained explosions to phantom barbers, from unexplained explosions to phantom barbers, we've journeyed through some of history's most bizarre and baffling events. These stories remind us that the past is full of surprises, strange occurrences that defy explanation and leave us scratching our heads in wonder. What do you think really happened? Have you heard of any other bizarre historical events that would make our list? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next adventure into the weird and wonderful world of history.